Hi, my name is Dr. Bonnie Pugh, and I'm a pediatrician with Central Ohio Primary Care. I'm here with my son, Ethan Pugh.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about the book Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly. How was this book overall for you, Ethan? What was the theme and what was it about?
So this was a great book. I really enjoyed reading this and watching the movie afterwards too. So the main theme of this book is kind of inequity and I would say working towards equality, because it's about 3 African American women who actually worked at NASA in a time where African American women were largely underrepresented, both in the workforce and in many aspects of life.
Okay. What made you interested in reading this book? Was there something that caught your eye about it, or was it recommended to you?
I actually kind of heard about it from a few friends, and then I thought, that sounds really interesting, because I was interested in the kind of aerospace aspect of it, and also I wanted to learn more about how the diversity of these women impacted kind of our views on all of this in the coming years.
Yeah, so what are some of the themes of the book that stood out to you?
One of the main themes that stood out to me was perseverance. I saw a lot of that throughout the book, and I think that's really important because no one in the book stopped doing what they believed in. They kind of kept going, even if everything in the world seemed like it was going against them. They didn't stop pushing for what they believe in. So that was really important to me.
Yeah, that's a really great lesson. I think that's a great lesson for all kids and young adults and adults too,
Yes.
right? Because sometimes
Of course.
we give up on ourselves when we reach hurdles, and so that's a really important lesson. Is there another theme in the book that called to you or that stood out to you?
Kind of the theme of equity, like I was saying before, because at this time, many of the African American women and women in general were in kind of underrepresented positions and in jobs that they didn't really get positions that maybe white men would always get. And that's since the book has come out and since then we've obviously made a lot of changes, and I think this book really opened our eyes to kind of how it worked back then and the changes that we might have made.
Do you think this book could inspire people? Like, how about young children who are reading about these women who were initially in an area where only black women were? They were segregated in their area, and all of a sudden they were part of this huge mission to send John Glenn to space, right?
Exactly, yeah, that's huge. That's really inspirational because it shows how they were being segregated and everyone was saying, oh no, like, people were kind of undermining or trying to say, like, you didn't really do that much, but they really made a huge impact on such a big project in the world, so it's really important.
It is. Have you learned any lessons from this book?
I really have learned a lot about perseverance from this book. It was very inspirational to me because there have been things where, like, something's come up and I've had a hard time finishing something, but that's not going to stop me because I know I can work past this and then I'll be better for it in the future.
Okay. And what have you seen? I know this book was, generations ago, right? Like early 1930s, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And now we're almost, 80, 90 years later. Do you see a difference in education and how any inequities or more opportunities for people who are underrepresented in your own school or in your own experience? Do you see a difference in STEM or STEAM education?
Yeah, I feel like recently, now more than ever, we've been working, like many people have been working, to give everyone an equal opportunity for all jobs, everything in the workforce, and just kind of trying to represent equality for everyone.
Okay. Thanks, Ethan, for sharing your take on the book Hidden Figures. And I want to ask you one last question.
Okay.
What inspires you to read outside of your required reading for school? Is there something that really calls to you about reading in general? And what can you say to other teenagers out there about reading?
Well, The main thing that inspires me to read is I can learn new things from all different types of perspectives and people, and it's just, I can get inspiration about a lot of different things, which is really important for teenagers, for everyone too, just to read things that are different from what you normally do and different from what you have to do for school.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time tonight, and thanks for sharing this book with me. I hope you get a chance to read Hidden Figures or any other book that you choose to read with your teenager. Thanks.
Thank you.